All right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. If you're a member of the channel, massive respect to you lot. And how to become a member, please do click the join button. YouTube will help you along the way. So, as you saw by the title, more breaches found in JFF election process. What are we talking about? The Jamaica Football Federation should have had a election last week Sunday. But because of people calculated differences that might have harmed their chances to one win the actual thing, they decide that they're going to file an injunction. An injunction was actually um, filed and deemed eligible for the stoppage, hence why it was stopped. But after that, we heard that FIFA would have stepped in, and FIFA stepped in via the president's mouth, stated that all documentations were requested, good and bad. So from the overall process of the election, plus the part that stopped the election. So it looks like on top of that, more breaches was actually found. We're going to try and go through that and just give you maybe 5 or 10 minutes so we can have a conversation on it. Separate videos for football. I know you guys always want the football. Will be coming out because I have a few videos for a few of the reggae boys and also girls as well. So look out for that. All right. So make sure as you come in, please do smash the like button, share, and subscribe. I'm going to drop the link so my brothers saw that Lanzi here. So maybe if Lanzi wants to come on, he can come on. All right. Yes. So 1 second, let me just post this, and then I can go through the article here, and we can have that discussion. But before we even go through the article, let me give my brother Dwayne Thomas the one here, massive respect, us puppy, and pastor in the building. All right. So more breaches found in JFF election process. And we have to look at what is next. All right, because remember a few days ago I went and done my research, and people told me that everything will be okay. Maybe it's just a force to stop things to strengthen their side. But if you're getting more problems, we have to ask what's next for Jamaica football on a whole. All right, Brando in the building and Triple E with Mustang cars in the building. Massive respect. All right, let me go through it. All right. They said more breaches have been found in the Jamaica Football Federation (JFF) elections process, with the appeals committee ruling in favor of the Raymond Anderson led regarding two of the eight brought against the electoral committee. All right, let me see who is this. All right, it is Lansley. So let me add Lansley to the stage. Lansley, you have to turn your phone sideways so it can or yes, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hopefully in the future you can present yourself like the past that you are, you know? Yes. Anyway, let me go through it. Um, it follows an injunction being placed on the voting Congress by the Supreme Court last Friday. The ruling could see the admission of the Referees Association and Jamaica Intercollegiate Sport Association, according to the appeals committee. Both entitles, no, both entities should have been given a transition period to get their affairs in order. Concacaf and FIFA will contact the JFF in coming days to discuss the situation and agree on a road map in line with the FIFA statutes and good governance principle. All right. So basically, they're saying that a few of the other bodies were not, it was not properly constructed for them to have even time to fairly judge everything to decide. So that's what they're pretty much saying. So, and as what Brian Mighty alluded to the last time, you have to give people enough time, enough time to process everything and make a quality decision, not just throw it on them and then they have to decide because they're on that board that would deem illegal. And obviously, they have not dug into the other processes as well. But it looks like it's a lot. I can play the audio for you guys. So let me try see if I can play the audio so we can maybe get more out of it. All right. Let me see if I can get it. Okay, it looks like it's not that one. I will try and find the clip for it and play it throughout the stream itself. But that is the basis that we're gonna have the conversation on. So what's next to come out and how much this is going to affect how much this is going to affect the football overall because we heard that it would have not affected the football. You said poor volume, poor volume. Are you hearing me well, Pastor?
Yes, I'm hearing you well. I think they were speaking in respect of what you were playing.
Yes,
It was low.
and I said I will start it out. And that's what I
Yeah.
said. I will start it out. The stream. So just give me a little time. Stedra Roach always come to my channel to either um ask for some weird shit or to criticize. All right. I don't know what is wrong with Cedar Roach, but something need to be done with Edward Roach. All right. Yes. Thank you. Anyways, let me stay on business. We had heard that everything would have been okay the last time, and then now we're hearing that more things popping up, and it looks like it could cause some problems. So, based off your knowledge of reading um a lot of these information regarding to the JFF and the laws and also the parish councils and all of those things. How impactful I think this will be? Because for me, I my faith is dwindling as the days pass, because at first I thought that everything would have been okay, you know, because I've gotten assurance that everything would have been okay. So for days to come, and then I'm seeing more articles coming out with more problems, and they're trying to seek attention. No, more people coming in because at first they said it was FIFA. No, it's actually FIFA plus Concacaf at this point. So, what say you on this matter? And persons inside the chat, let me know what say you on this matter. I will start it out. I will start at the volume for you guys. So don't worry yourself. Big up yourself, Shavan. Big up yourself, Ted Rye, Sherman Scott, and Father Bling that jumped in with Omar Fowling and yeah, Omar Fowling in the building. Jeremy and Miller, big up, big up, big up. All right. Yeah, all is well, Shevan. So, Pastor, how you approach that? Let me minimize Pastor right here because Pastor I've been facing I'm phone. Um
All right. Good morning to everyone in the chat and those who will listen on a later date. Um, in the early days, JD, when they fought wars, they were given the generals were given quarters where the opposing army would not be quick to shoot the general or the army officers because they wanted to fight wars within a certain they fought wars within a certain image that without the generals there is just chaos on the battlefield, so they didn't normally go out and just shoot off the generals. I've said that to say this: while the dates of the matches and maybe the schedule will not be affected, the matches will be affected. Jamaica will be affected because with all of this happening, the leaders, I assure you, are not spending much time, if any, in getting the team prepared. And the leaders themselves are not in the mindset to handle these matches that are already on schedule. They already know the dates.
So pretty much you're saying that the amount of time you used up
That
on this to try and get it
yeah,
right. Like oh you have the U20 coming up. You think that
yes,
the U20 will be armed, maybe financially, if
it is
because
being
obviously they're
affected.
always on a
Yeah,
I don't know, Pastor. Remember, so I have to talk from a basis that I
yeah.
don't know. I'm saying for
I'm
the
just
U20. No, you are trying to confirm something that I don't have no
all
information
right,
on, but
and I'm answering as you ask. So I'm saying yes. That is what I am saying. I'm just answering as you ask them. That yes, that is what I'm saying. The information that was put out is that this administration time ended in October. Now, because of the lateness or tardiness or incompetence, 1 year after the Constitution was ratified and adopted, and they had the responsibility to inform the stakeholders who would make up the voted block of their need to become compliant in registration. Because they did not do that on time, they had to they waited until their time ended to give a 60-day period, which is constitutionally required. So that is what pushed us into 2024 for an election. Now, to hear that having utilized the entire year rather than
no, but
the
Pastor, before you
year.
get into that,
Mhm.
I just remembered something. Remember, they were late to call this election. So what I wanted to ask you before you even get into that, were they actually prepared to even call an election in the first place? Because remember, it was delayed and was forced on them to call a election. So were they prepared in the first place? And would you not cite that as very much unprofessional because it goes in line with every single thing else that they have done. I'm
Yes.
just asking, to have a
Yeah, and I'm
because remember we have the information, at times
and
it's
I'm
not
and I'm
easy
answering
to
you
get
that that is exactly the reason for them not to have called the election in October. Because if they were to call the election in October, they would have to give the notice from in June, June, end of June or in July to get that. Not end of June. They'd have to give the notice from in July to get that 60-day notice period.
Okay, okay.
So they did not do their due diligence and their jobs up to July. And obviously, they didn't do it up to October either, because even when they gave the notice in October, that was the same month when they were registering some of the stakeholders. Now we're hearing that they did not manage to register all of the stakeholders as per the Constitution. So it means that anybody that says that the JFF is inadequate, the JFF is incompetent, the JFF, or let me say the Ricketts led JFF is inadequate, is incompetent, is unfit. Anybody that says that is not being brutal. There's a thing we use, an example we use in ministry. By the fruits ye shall know them. You cannot continue to bear sour lime and expect us to label you a lemon. You cannot continue to bear a jackfruit with only strings and nothing to be eaten, and we label you as being good. Yes, you have the shape, you have the little pegs, but you do not have the edible part on the inside. So you're really useless. And the reality of that is the present Ricketts led administration that has put themselves up for re election. It was their responsibility and their responsibility alone to inform, to encourage, and to even provide guidance for these entities to get themselves properly aligned. That is what management does. So you have 14 parishes in Jamaica. How do you then reach an election date with roughly 45% of them not registered? That is voter suppression.
Okay. All right. So let me bring in Tiga. So we hear what he has to say because he came in laughing. I don't know what is wrong with Tiga. Good day,
Ah,
Tiga. How are you doing?
top of the morning. Hey, JD, I'm going to
Have
call
you
you back.
heard?
'Cause, yeah,
Of
I'm going to call you back.
Oh, all right. Very
I'm going to call you back.
unprofessional, like what
Yeah,
we just
man.
discussed. All right. Thank
You
you,
call
sir.
you
Real Scab says, JFF is incompetent. From yeah. So can you mute your mic, Big Boss, because you say you're gonna call me back and you're just damaging my show. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason you came on. Let me take off T-Gat because T-Gat literally says he's gonna call me back and then T-Gat, can you please mute your mic or just jump off, please? Man, come on, telling me that he's gonna call me back. These guys have guys. We have 100 people in the chat. Please just hit the like button, share and subscribe. He got is something else. He came on to tell me that he's gonna call me back. All right. Cedra said no one is surprised with these confusions surrounding the JFF election. No, you have to say you're surprised because remember they had said that they had all of these people ready to vote for them, but how can you have all of these people when most of these people are not even properly equipped to vote? So is it that these things are going on for a long time or it's just the first time? Those are the information that I want to know about in the future. And I'm going to try and dig for those things. You understand me? Yes. Jamaican Guna says, up JD, Pastor JFF. Yeah, man, Pastor JFF there. JD, a more important question is how, with all these off field issues, affect the Adidas sponsorship. Um, Sponsorship is not one thing. I never jumped to the sponsorship because I thought that maybe the problems that we are going to have alone, that alone will force us in a certain area. We don't even talk about the Adidas because obviously if we exhaust the money spent on this election situation, going to court and all of those things, um, then we are not going to have enough money to spend on players to pay players. Obviously, they said that they owed players, so that's going to be an extended length of not paying people. All right, if you're on a shoestring budget, this is going to eat out more money out of you. So I have not even thought about the Adidas as yet, due to the fact that this in itself might exhaust everything. Having problem with Adidas might be just natural. Juras, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. As always, the man interrupts everyone's show. No, I just heard him say that he's busy, so I was confused that he came on the screen to tell me that he's busy. You know, I said it before, and will repeat. The election is a joke. JFF versus JFF 2.0. But you have not said anything to me because I really talked on these matters. just because it's in the news, hence why I'm even talking on it. You understand me? Yes. So, Pastor, sorry for the interruption because I wanted to bring in Mr. Tiga, but look like Tiga is busy himself, but he never figured it out until he came on the stream. You understand me? Yeah, man. Bless up to everyone that came in. Yeah, please do it the like button. Let me know your thoughts on the matter at hand and how can we go forward. Because remember, at the same time, imagery have a lot to do with it. Imagery have a lot to do with it. So if we always be known as incompetent, because you remember, even if you're not incompetent, but if things keep on piling down on top of others, and maybe the detail that caused the error is so fine in the fine print, people will not read that. They are going to always jump to the headline. And if it keep on being bad things in the headline, that simply means you are going to kill your own brand because the imagery is not there. So a person believing that he was buying a shirt at once don't necessarily believe it anymore. You understand me? That it's helping you. So that will drop shirt sales. And obviously, we just talked about the contract as in Adidas and stuff. So, um, Pastor, how you look at it, like you think that they're evaluating it wrong because I already just see that they saying that the main shareholder is the people around. And I don't believe that, because I've explained a train of things saying that the main shareholders are always the fans. Because the people around, they have clubs, right? Their clubs are supported by the fans coming to games and buying the jerseys as well, right? For them to pay their players. The parish councils, they are supported by people playing games inside their parishes and also people turning up for them. So even though they might have the final vote, like the single vote in their hand to cast that vote, the people is always the most important person. You understand me? Because they are the ones that make everything else tick. You think that they are literally being short-sighted on the fact that they might don't believe that the people are the most important, and hence why they don't really care about their image so much.
It is not short-sighted. They're short-sighted. They're blind. I said on this very program, I think it's 4 programs ago, that Jamaica, 3 or 4 programs ago, that Jamaica is the only place that does not see the fan base as the single biggest stakeholder. I'm going to quote a figure that I do not know to be true. I heard it that Chelsea has 41 million fans. And that was used to inform how big a move our local boy made. The fan base was used as a backing for product quality and image, which is all of that is what makes branding. JD, from 2022, I have been saying on your program that the government of Jamaica needed to do something about the damaging of brand Jamaica by the Ricketts-led Jamaica Football Federation, because all of these debacles, for those people who like to use fancy words to cover up the
Um,
disaster.
Pastor, just tell Jamaican Guna that the link is in the chat, so you can come on because I saw it came up in my phone, but I can't activate it because I'm using my phone. So the link is in the chat, Jamaican Guna. Just click it. It's pinned at the top now. Continue, Pastor. Sorry about that.
Yes, these things that we call debacles are disastrous. In when you do brand management or when you do company assessments and their image rights, everything that Jamaica Football Federation has done has compounded a destruction of the brand of our image in the international space. And if you remember the times when Jamaican Guna used to say, one thing is certain that I am going to beat the JFF, he need to come on and tell me sorry, because all of these things that they continue to do from when them have the fight with the Reggae Boyz, where they licensed Whitmore to go negotiate with the Reggae Boyz, so they literally started operating like a cult rather than a business. And all of these things, one after the other, every single quarter of the year, with every single age group across both genders, just keep compounding. Everything they have done has impacted negatively Jamaica's image and brand in the international space. Everything put together is a destruction, not a debacle. If you
Okay.
if you get a 1,000 gallon tank of water and you have it dropping one drop at a time consistently on a porcelain tile, it cuts a perfect hole through it. The JFF continues to get things wrong on the international stage. You know, something I heard them mention the other day again, they blamed Bonishaw for bringing Jamaica negatively in the international space. When the world see that they have accused her falsely, telling lies about what she did not say.
But Pastor, people have their own take on that. And we just leave that part, Pastor. I know you want to go down that route, but leave that part alone, Pastor. All right, leave that part alone. All right, you had made a perfect statement just a while ago, but you just ended up into a different war that maybe people would actually that were actually correct agreeing with you. You know, they're gonna jump off everything, and we want to make sure this video is short and to the point. So don't go over in the extended wars. All right, Pastor, continue, my brother.
I am not going to go off into anything else other than the destruction that the Ricketts led JFF continues to do to the image of Jamaica in the international market space and what is considered brand Jamaica. And JD, the person who asked the question about how this is going to affect our relationship with Adidas as a sponsor, when Jamaican Guna comes on, him who is a part of a brand and has a brand to protect will be able to answer intimately about the relationship of a sponsor to your image. Nobody signs up to be negatively publicized. All publicity is not good publicity for a brand that speaks to quality, authenticity, and morality. Nobody signs up for that. So it doesn't matter how much Adidas is benefiting, they are going to evaluate the negatives of the continued compounding of destructive acts on the part of the Ricketts led JFF. And once that evaluation, percentage wise, affect their brand, because business is about money as much as it is about image and status quo. So once that percentage can be equated across all three aspects, they will terminate their relationship with Jamaica. So we may very well find ourselves in the position where we are looking at a new sponsor very quickly.
Let me bring in Jamaican Guna because remember, this is not the normal setup and everything. And as you saw, it's snowing outside. And let the sun came out. I don't know what's going on in Belgium. Weird set of things. But anyways, as they come in, guys, remember to get the likes up on the video. Hopefully, we reach 100 so far, so we can get the visibility out there. So the faster it goes up in the air, more people can see. So we're gonna bring in Jamaican Guna. Jamaican Guna go. Good day, big boss.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody. JD, big up yourself, Pastor, style. Um, Basically what I want to speak on today still, basically what Pastor was saying, but I want to elaborate on it a little more, right? Now, Pastor, first and foremost, you called me out a while ago and said me always, I say you always curve every conversation to JFF, which is true. You know that already. You always swerve to JFF Avenue, no matter where you take it. You know what I mean? So, so Pastor always put everything at the foot of JFF, which is nothing wrong with that, But you know what I mean? All right. So Pastor, I will officially give you the broadboard 2000 XL to beat the JFF for me. Yeah, you understand? Good. So you're good now, right? All right. No. On another note, though, you see what is happening here is roaches don't like light, So when the light is shed on some of them, man, them run up and down and start scampering all over the place because light is being shed on them. You understand? And they would rather to operate in the dark with nobody knowing. Case in point, where Pastor just mentioned with the female baller, because I saw the thing on one of the big channels, and it is very similar to what is going on everywhere. It's just that she's on a bigger platform. But people are noticing that there's some shenanigans going on with the JFF. Now, here is my issue, and it will continue to be my issue until this is all resolved. We have a person who is a vice president of who is the vice president of the JFF running against the current president. That means he's running against his former boss, his former colleague, his former friend, his former work partner, whichever way you want to structure.
Jamaica Guna is not former because he has not relinquished his position.
He has not relinquished his position.
He's current.
Right. Sorry. Thanks for correction. So him currently run against him boss, in general, the man where, you know what I mean, the whole thing. So the whole of them are on the same thing until this man decides he want to chuck off and go for a different route. See? Apparently. Allegedly. Right? But what I want to ask, I want to ask the people them, what do you think would happen if Mr. Anderson loses? What do you think will happen to his football career in Jamaica after that move? That's just a question I want to throw to the people in the chat. Let's see what can pop up with. But that's something that I found very interesting, right? Say you're running against your boss, and basically you guys were all part of the team. You were on the same mandate. You were moving in the same direction, and then you decided that you wanted to divert because for whatever reason. I am okay with somebody from the outside coming in, but we know say it's all a part of an old boys club, and that proves the point that everybody has been saying. It say JFF is an old boys club where uncle some 95-year-old man and some man in a football from before me born. They in there, I basically run the program. When man they even know if you use Instagram and they know what TikTok is, right? So it's amazing how these men have been given the opportunity to run against themselves. Them say thief never laugh to see thief with long bag. So I guess based on what I've heard in the streets, the conversations that I've had with people who are paying attention, because trust me, a lot of people are really busy about that. You know what I mean? The people who are paying attention are saying one of them is thief never love to see thief with one bag, long bag, which is which is allegedly the Anderson camp. A big food for rolling, and man want make sure so food they drop in a film and the other one is for the other team. People are saying that them are just some.
When you say a big food for rolling, what are we talking about? Remember the.
Well, me don't know, me just hear me just echo when in the street. I say allegedly.
Because no, but sometimes this take of big food and the Jamaican talk. Remember you being the run of the JFF, automatically you get the money from FIFA. So these are the biggest foods you get naturally. So I mean, I think the
it's a World Cup year, it's a Copa year, so I don't know what is that, what it is gonna be, but that is what I understand is gonna.
Just leave the big food talking alone and not following people, because every food coming is a big food, because every food
well, them a fight. That's what them a say. People say a thief never love to see thief with long back. So we can't live it this. That's what them a say about one of the camp them, and about the other camp, them a say the other camp I try rig the game for win, because as me say, a bread, it's all about the bread. So It's not about, if they're not looking, the thing is not, okay, I'm going to come in and I have a clear plan of how to better Jamaica football. I very, very rarely hear anybody saying they have a clear plan how to better Jamaica football. Listen to campaign clearly, and a lot of, one thing I learned by reading is that you don't just listen what people say, you listen what they don't say. And you know, Ian man I said them have a clear plan. As me, I'm gonna say, oh, I'm gonna develop, I'm gonna build fields. So what you gotta do, build field and show some field with some bumpy field out in one part in one place. And then that is why you call development. Players are just automatically develop from that without any proper coaching, without any proper qualification, without any proper international exposure, without any joining with any overseas academies, without building any academies here. We are lacking academies here. Everybody have academy. Everybody realize that youth development is a clear path to bring out better players, but except Jamaica.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So 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 me I try to figure out what that have to do. No, um another thing with Pastor touch on already is a very interesting point though. Brand Jamaica is attached to the Adidas in relation to our football program. And two things are very clear. I've signed brand agreements already with companies, so I have a small understanding of how it works. Two things they ensure. Two things they look at the most. They look at the money. If there's controversy and the brand money goes up, they are good with that because they are making more money. So if there's controversy surrounding a team, but that controversy is bringing in money, then them good with that. That's a one thing. But if that controversy making them lose money, then you have a problem because no company wants to be associated with anything negative or anything bad, but that may tarnish their brand. And usually these companies have that written in their contracts, saying that um if you do something where goes against our brand ethics, you are basically breaching the contract, and them actually can not just terminate the contract, but they actually can bring a legal case against you. So that is the two things where people need to pay attention to when it relates to people's brands. So you see, if this controversy is good for Adidas and it's benefiting Adidas and more jersey are sell and more people are pay attention to Jamaica, meaning that more people are gonna see the Adidas brand, more eyeballs are coming, they will look at it, they will assess it and look at it as a benefit, as a plus. But if this is negative and they realize the sales drop and people are take with themselves from Jamaica and nobody don't want to hear nothing about Jamaica because Jamaica is have a corrupted federation, then they're gonna look at it and say, brother, this is affecting our brand in a negative way, and they're gonna take with themselves. People don't think that contracts are just there. There's always escape clause in every single contract. There's something that you do that can end the contract immediately. You know what I mean? So people, when they hear a contract, them feel like if you sign a 6-year contract, it means a 6 year. No, it can be all the next day. Because if you do something for breach of contract, or if the other party do something to breach a contract, them can end the contract the next day. You know what I mean? So we have to bear that in mind. So don't be too sure that Adidas won't disassociate themselves from Jamaica and end their sponsorship. And don't be sure that it will happen either. It can go both ways. So it's dependent on how they assess it and if it is beneficial to them or not. You see me?
Okay. All right. Respect for that. So let me just read this so I can take this off the comments because people on it, so it's small enough the screen. Yes, that's why I've always limited the amount of people on the screen so that everyone it can fit the screen as though I always like it. But this is an open stream, so I totally understand. Jura says, I hear a lot of people saying that the election process is fully rigged and flawed. But if that's the case, how is the RSA team able to flip votes? All right, so Juras, I don't believe it's a rigged system. Um, I think it's and I don't even think any votes flipped. I think people put out their information and people decide. I don't believe that everyone was on Mr. Ricketts' team as he said. All right, because Mr. Ricketts said a lot of things that is not maybe it's in his makeup, but it's not actually the reality out there. And I think you're just seeing that maybe is just the next step of Mr. Ricky saying things, and it's not the way how he thinks, which is just reality, you know. The RSA team came out and said, well, they can say what they want to say, but the reality is, I think Jamaica is under more scrutiny now in the right time of the election. And obviously, these guys came up and identified some problems, and FIFA can come in, Concacaf can come in and figure out the problems. I don't think it's rigged. I just think that people will try and go as much as possible to try and get the advantage over another. That's what the problem is at this point, and both sides trying to get trying to clear their image and paint the other one bad. That's what I think. It's an election, and that's what I'm seeing going on right here. So I don't think it's actually rigged, but I think more information educates people, and then remember, people still have their fingers to vote. So if you educate the next man and to things that he never knew before, maybe you can sway the situation. So I think it's just education being passed around, and people being way more able to understand or want to actually understand. And I think that's what maybe swaying people to think different. But I am not even sure what will happen at the end of the day. We have to wait until it finishes. Then we can say, okay, this is how it turned out. If Mr. Ricketts won by a landslide, we're going to say, okay, he knew that he would have won it. Or maybe what he did after cleared up things. If we viewed those things in the media and see that, okay, that conversation was strong, he convinced other people and they got the vote. So I wouldn't drop down the path of rigged and those stuffs. I just believe that people just try to get one over others in any slight ways that they deemed illegal, but maybe people not paying attention to it. But no, the light has been shined on it. No, most of those loopholes won't be there anymore. All right, so it's who convinced who the most at this point,
Yeah, but
because
JD,
Concacaf is right there waiting. That's what
yeah, but
I believe.
JD, when I look at it still, if you were to look there's it's allegedly it's alleged that there are two associations that were being formed who would hold four votes that is formed by members of the current administration. So
Well, but
if you're
Jamaican
forming
Kuna that
two,
use the word Jamaican Kuna him use the word rig. The word rig.
yeah, yeah.
So the
So
word
Mr.
rig
That is one of the
automatically.
allegations being brought against one of the teams, and one of the allegations being brought against the index team is a classic case of thief never like to take thief with long bag. So if you have a piece of food, me want come take off the food there for you. So me I tell you say that are the basic
Mr.
premise
Blanco Guna.
being stated in the street.
Yeah, but they use
Said
but the
the
word
two
rig
side
don't
them is not no right and no wrong. The two of them are two
but
Mr. Blanco
Jamaican Kuna
Guna.
well, me can't
I
cause
was
yeah, two of them are two effort.
Jamaican Kuna
But yeah.
Jamaican Kuna I understand what you're saying. But I was just clearing up the comment and because they use the word rig. So that's
JD.
why
Yeah,
I'm
but the reason why I use that
the word
word, JD, it
no
mean I
never
just use it loosely, so.
Jamaican Kuna never you use the word, my brother. We just see the answer
Oh,
to a
okay.
comment.
Oh,
Yeah,
me use it to
JD.
man. Me say it to man.
JD. Let me justify the word rig. And this is also going to
And we have
incorporate.
to bring in Tigas right after, you know. Remember
Yeah.
Tigas was here
This is
and
also
Mr.
going to
Bobby.
incorporate the Anderson team. The election was rigged when they formed or redid the constitution to exclude anybody who is not a part of their old boy buddy club. If you notice, the constitution has not brought in anyone new. All of the persons who make up the 53 votes were already members of the buddy club, and all of them signed off on it. So they rigged it. While they blame Captain Horace Burrell, that Captain Horace Burrell brought it down to 13 to ensure that he would always be in power. They sat down and did a constitution to ensure that they, one of them or all of them, would always be in power. So they did not bring in any entity that was not a part of their club. And that is why they did not even look to vote the ambassador position as a part of the constitution. And I will continue to say this. Sidela could never remain the ambassador for eternity. She would have to step away at one point. But if you had that position, at least that would have brought in somebody new. There is
Pastor,
nothing in the
Pastor,
constitution.
Pastor, can I ask a question? Why couldn't she remain the ambassador? What would
No,
have
no, no,
prevented?
not the no, no. She
No,
could not
guys,
remain as the
because
ambassador. No single
Pastor
person
and
can live
Jamaican Guna,
forever.
Pastor and Jamaican Guna, me only have limited time, I may have two more persons on the platform, So no, everybody I got us working at the conversation without me have to ask people to come in, all right? Because it's already gone fast and Jamaican Guna run the channel. So them just do them and do and the other man them just come in when them can. All right? Yes. Because if I have a conversation, I mean no want to stop them, all right? Yes. So continue Jamaican Guna and Pastor and the other man them just come in when they want. All right? Yeah man.
So to answer your question, she would be the ambassador for as long as she is able to be effective. But if the position was constitutional, when she steps away, whoever fits the profile of being an ambassador would be voted to the position. You understand what I'm saying? So the ambassador position would be a constitutional position. As it stands now, Sidela stepping away, you hear the celebration from parts of the Rickett led administration that, yeah, man, we get rid of the baggages and we don't have to deal with certain things again. Because that was a appendage, a baggage. They
Okay,
have got, yeah.
you know that we're talking about Bob Marley data, right? We're talking about a brand that is a brand in its own self. We're talking about the woman that run the Marley Foundation, which is the most famous Jamaican across the globe. We're talking about the person who has been the face. JFF was not the face of the women's football. We're talking about the person who has been the face of women's football coming forward. And and when she bring it to a level, it's like a man. It's like a man. It's like you work on one side. You see it? And you have a man where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you don't see him. You see me? And it's when Friday pop up, him that you see with a helmet and gloves and some dirty clothes and have a one cement bucket. And I say, yo, what go on father? How it look? How me look for the way? And on go Friday and pop up. So this was what happened, and this is my motto that I've been using for a very long time. Never underestimate the JFF's ability to F things up. I remember say Jamaican Guna did say that. See? Because them man forward in, she did that around the program. She have to work with them because it's a Jamaican team. So obviously they were working together. But she was the face. She was the person who was putting in some funds and putting in the promo and going and making us using her clout to get attention to the girls them. Right? And then all of a sudden now, when the success reach now, them man are running now. Brr, and say, all right, boom, boom, boom. We want to take it over now. And I want to kick out the person who built it. Because as she build back Jamaica female football. Jamaica football is suspended, female football is suspended, More people understand these things. And these things, you can go research it for yourself. So we need to
for
understand
4 years.
in which it was suspended. We didn't have, look on Jamaica beach football. Afghanistan rated higher than Jamaica, and Jamaica have beach and Afghanistan now.
Okay, all right. So I don't know
It
what
look
I'm
like you
gonna
have to bring in Tigat. It look like you have to bring in Tigat then.
he got can you come in please and just give it take? Because yeah. All right.
JD, before you bring in Tigat, how would a parish council, brother? Like seriously.
I don't know. I just think he's a normal
Yeah,
coming
yeah, dog, yeah, man, dog. Yeah, me just wish me can get a one pass with a nice fat SYM for that brother, dog. Yeah, dog. Me not like people just throw hyperbolic things and none proof behind it, Yeah, parish council. Yeah, dog. If you know, dog. Anything when I talk, I stand by it, bro. I one thing with me, the Jamaican Guna, brother. I'm consistent, brother. So don't come here with your garbage, my youth, because you lean over one side for the RC or for the where the Anderson side. Because we don't see Anderson side they are different. You see it? So you see if you know the abbreviation SYM, father, straight and plain. Continue a bit, my general.
Tiga, just come in now, please, my brother, because the
Yeah,
stream
yes,
never plan to
yes.
go
Some
a billion
normally
hours.
and
Just go ahead.
some
Yeah.
normality between Jason Gona, the Jamaica Gona and everybody, calm down. Calm down. Welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. JD is the first time on the show since the New Year. So happy New Year. We're
Happy
watching
New
the
Year, Mr. Tiga. This is second
yeah,
time
we're
you came on,
watching
Tiga.
what is going on
It just came
within
on,
the
just
football
came
world.
on and came off, Tiga. So it's two times.
Yeah, because we have to come in the work settings, you understand? But anyway, I'm here. But anyway, watching what is going on. And if people can clearly remember, Guna, Jamaica Guna, me nah go, you see the one with them say in the street say thief don't like to thief with long bang. We not gonna go through that, because as we understand is that my crickets and Anderson were friends, and Anderson is the one that bring rickets in the thing when Burrell and stuff like that. But what happened is that Mr. Ricketts, as we might hear, is not friend with Mr. Anderson anymore. In find new friends in the form of Speed and Dennis Strong and them people. So them start sideline him. You understand? Them start, make decision without him, not saying anything and stuff like that. So was one of the reasons why he ran. I hear. You understand? Because he was being sidelined. Really thief. You understand? But what they never know is that Mr. Rickett was part of the planning of how the election go for anybody's there in power. You understand? Mike Rickett was there and then tried to set it away to stay in power as long as he want, and then hand it over to somebody and then stay in power. They were setting it that way. But they didn't know, because if me or somebody was on the outside running against Mr. Ricketts, we will never win because we don't know the
Tigat,
ins and out. Yes,
Tigat, that's the
yes,
definition of rigged.
precisely.
But
So
all of them do it. But all of them do it
yes,
together.
yes, right. They were setting it in a way so they can win. They do it in election too.
Sherman Scott says that is a fake news, but you're at JD, a fake news. Sherman, I've not said anything. Tiga
Okay, fine.
speaking. So either you're
Fake,
gonna
fake
ride
news. They
properly.
can't. They can't. They can't
No, they
because
said
this
I
is
am a
all
fake
right.
news.
If
They
it's
said
not
I
fake,
am a fake news.
yeah.
So I don't know if he got
If
meant.
this is
Hear me,
if
Sherman
this
meant
is
you.
fake news, why everything is coming out the bag? You think everything coming out the bag just like that? Because somebody inside is leaking the information. You understand? Out of six parts council don't register. How is that so? You understand? Because somebody in there leaking the information and telling what is going on. Because since we set it together, because we dig the hole, You understand? And we dig the hole and we will do on our sideline me. All right, dog about the secret. So secret about out, I will know what is happening within the JFF. You understand? We know what going on within the JFF. So if I just sit back, I want to show. Because if an outsider was running against my crickets or anybody else in the JFF, they would have never win and they would have never know what is going on inside the JFF. So it good to the two of them are run. So everything can come out and everything now can go and get legal and the process do straight. You understand? If Anderson never that run, would I never know say beat soccer in a problem. You understand? And people come parish council register and all them stuff. We wouldn't know that. We would have known that. No. Election done gone from Sunday and who win and who gonna lose gone and the process then continue. You understand? So we're glad what is happening now.
So
So it
pretty
can
much you're saying
show.
that this turn out for positive then.
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
Of
So
course it
guys,
turned
let
out
me
to a
know if you
positive.
agree with. Let me know if you guys agree with Tigas because he said this turns out to be a positive.
Of course. Because we
Because
know what is
now
happening.
we're getting more things out
We know
there.
what is
All
happening.
right. No, Tigas, I'm not arguing. Remember, people have to
No,
understand it. This is a,
no,
Jamaican
no.
Guna. This is a public forum. So anybody out of the 6 million, and all of the people will know me because I'm a work and football, can
Yeah,
just come on. So it's
yeah,
a
we know.
public forum, Tigas. So we are talking.
Yeah,
No, me
man.
tell Jamaican Guna as well. Because Jamaican
Of
gonna
course.
ask me which parish council. Me no know parish council.
We
Me no
know
know
what is
most of them
know
and
the
you know.
know the crew.
Tiga. Me I say something to the public. Me not say something to you. Me I say something to the 165 people out talk and watch. Just listen to Tiga and then you talk after brother. You just come. All I'm saying is I when me say back something to the public, they are watching. I have no control over anybody that can come in. Maybe only the control I have is to people who can comment. And this one was not restricted to people only subscribed. It's everybody in the world. So people just listening and then give their opinion. If they want to give a dodgy opinion, I can't erase them because I don't even have the comment to delete it because I don't have the phone in my hand. All right. So that is what I just wanted to clear for Jamaican Guna because I couldn't do anything about it. You get me? Me never try make Jamaican Guna disrespect Parish Council or Parish Council disrespect Jamaican Guna. I don't even have the anger to do all of that. And that's why we have moderators. The seats going out of the thing, but nobody can moderate Jamaican Guna Vice because he's on the platform. You understand me? So people me just want me just come here to have a conversation on the matter. You get me? And we never expect this to go that way here because why we can't just talk and reason without have to disrespect anybody or me not understand that why we can't just reason and if a man says something and me say something we deal with it the best possible way you know because remember me don't want to run my channel like a prison because I'm not that type of person if I analyze something and someone could come and said oh I know that messy I engage with them because that's how I build the platform you know me never expect it to go that direction of people man. Come on, man. Make a lead with respect, no, man. Come on, man. Jamaican good, I'm a Virginia, man. And Parish Council is a subscriber that comes here. He says what he cuts me out every single time. And I try the best possible way to handle it and give him the facts and then move on. So let me just deal with it better next time, people, man. We have the platform for all of us can there and voice your opinion and things. So we don't want to break it down, and give our and damage our image like how JSF damage an image with Adidas. All right. So make us do it better, people. All right. Yeah. Finish your point, Mr. T. Got. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, man. Yeah, well said, JD. Well said. But as people must just looking out, stop, just look. You understand? If Mr. Anderson never run against, because Mr. Speed was beating his chest and say how much vote him have lack and how much whatever, and everything. And now everything doesn't come out. You understand? How can you run an election and you know what and what? You know the result before the election. You understand? That don't make no sense. You understand? You might have an idea and him beat him chest.
So
You
but
understand?
but maybe he said that in a way to say that he convinced a lot of people. Or you took it that he said he had the vote them already
Yes,
put down, seal,
him say
plastic and plastic.
him say the word lock sit down in a crocus.
Ah,
But
Tigat,
I
Tigat,
I don't think that's what he meant still here.
Yo,
But I'm
Tigat.
gonna because he
all right,
said
that
it
one, all right,
and
that one
no
was being
you see because he
sarcastic.
said it you
Yeah,
see because he
sarcastic.
said it I
Mhm.
can't say he never meant it because when you say something it's down to
Yeah,
others interpretation so I
that's what
Ah,
can't even fight you on
that's
it.
what
All right,
precisely
so
so.
go
JD,
ahead.
Precisely so.
JD, Tigat. As someone who has participated actively in the political arena in Jamaica, he meant it exactly as Tigat just regurgitated it. What you
Okay, Pastor.
do on the
Pastor,
ground,
listen to Pastor. You see, Pastor, you can't flip nothing. Me no know what I meant it as.
no, no, and I
I
am
think
not
I said
disagreeing with you,
right up away.
JD.
You I make up
JD,
your story to
I'm
continue
not
fighting the
disagreeing with
devil.
you. No, no,
That's what
no,
I agree with.
JD,
That's what I agree with
JD,
Jamaican going always. You always find a way to make it conclusive and
JD,
you know what the man mean. Me have a money out, Pastor.
JD,
You
JD. You're trying to fight with
Jamaican
me
going to
like
help me out right
no,
here.
no.
You hear me?
Jamaica Guna cannot help you because Jamaica Guna know what I'm saying to be true.
All
Politics
right.
in Jamaica, politics
No,
in
but
Jamaica.
Pastor, stop spinning what I've said. I said you said the man meant what he got say he meant, and you
Yes,
it's not conclusive.
and I'm giving the evidence to support my statement. I did not say that meaning to be against what you said because I don't believe you have the same experience as I do because I have never heard you say that you participated in the political arena or process in Jamaica. I have.
No, I never did.
I have. So I have
Okay.
first hand experience as to what the politicians do on the ground in terms of securing their votes. And that is why the the Anderson team with my namesake, who is a very skilled politician on the ground, can talk like them talk. Because them know how to anti somebody not. Forget people who promise to vote for X, change them vote and vote for Y. Because they know what was used to secure those votes in the first place. And that is why, JD, I said that the person in the chat that said this election was rigged is correct. However, they need to go further to say that Mr. Anderson is also a part of rigging it because he is still a part of the organization responsible for the electoral process that as in how it is constitutionally set up. So you can't say it was rigged to absolve Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson played a role.
Okay.
Pastor,
All right.
He rigged it.
hold on there. Pastor, hold on. JD, hold on. People must understand, you know. You
Oh
think,
my God.
hold on,
Jason
there,
going up for
JD.
communion and the time I
Hold
done,
on
you
there,
know.
JD. Hold on, my last
I
part.
mean, I done when
The
me have done,
people,
you know, because me not gonna make me can go from
yeah,
CEO. All
hold on.
right.
All right, people on the platform, think. You think that Mr. Anderson could ever carry the JFF to court because he know the consequence. He would be banned and him not get kicked out of election. So him send somebody else to do it. Give somebody the information to do it, and this is what's happened. Mr. Anderson know what is going on. You understand? They know what is going on. Mr. Anderson know everything, and him not gonna do it himself. He not gonna send people out there because he will be banned. And that is not his ambition. His ambition to be the president. We never understand
Okay.
that.
Okay,
We
Mr.
don't know.
Tigat. Tigat, people, Tigat, when you're speaking to people, Tigat, you have to understand that they can only, because they're trying to come from an objective standpoint, they only can process the information that was given to them in the public. So, give them nothing more for them to change your thoughts uh, and to switch. You just say that them to understand that. But what should they understand? Okay, the lady that filed injunction, okay, no problem. Yeah, Mr. Again, Senar. Okay, well, she not say him Senar, and we not have no proof, and you never brought any proof. So that can go down to speculation as well, and that is speculation as well, Tigat. You understand me? So you can't bother people to understand what you say when really and truly you never give them any evidence to even support your argument. We just know that the lady filed an injunction. That is true. All right. They had said that even the lawyer is at fault. The judge is at fault due to the fact that she was dubbed to not being on any side. So how can you accept documentation from someone that is not even there and in the means to vote? You understand me, Tiga? So we have to look at things a lot of ways before we just jump to things. Clearly, people can look at you and say you're biased to one side, Tiga. And then that's what me I try avoid. More people give them
No, me not
objective
biased.
analysis.
Yeah,
No,
we are
Tiga,
watch going in.
Tiga,
Yeah, man.
Tiga, you talk and you sound biased. Me
T got
can judge.
bias now. T got on this side. Just depend where you stand
So,
on ground.
so,
yo,
so you
yo,
see, that's why you have to be
yo,
careful how you talk, Tiga. That is
All
exactly what
right,
I'm
all right.
trying,
So
trying to avoid,
hold on. So
But Tiga,
hold on. Some of it,
but
and the thing that
he
was
got,
brought on Mr.
he got,
Anderson
but you
fire push,
can't bad me up now. He got is what the evidence that he gave
But
me.
I'm Mr. Anderson, but I'm Mr. Anderson fire push. You understand? I'm Mr. Anderson fire up at that go on, at that selling, and Mr. Anderson user selling.
Yeah,
Michael
but
keep
we
snoring
think
now,
that me
sell.
not care about that. Me get the article to come and deliver to the people man reason on it. Me don't know nothing else. I mean, act like me know anything else. So me can't come
People
and say,
right,
Mr. Anderson
right
fire
now,
push.
Mr. Anderson
And
hot like fire now. You
all right,
understand?
thank you. The last time I
Hold
heard
it
Mr.
up.
Anderson don't sound like him have 1 cent. So if I him ask for Jamaica, it tells me I don't bad this I continue for Jamaica. Because that's what him sound to me. Like the people may talk about don't bad this. And that's my opinion that me not care nobody thing. So it makes sense because at the time when all of them type of people are in charge, I go places. So it makes sense for him at but it mean say him at the right thing for Jamaica as well. We can say that as well. So me not have no side. Me even know none of these guys. I mean, not care about them. They me bringing Jason Guna, so we can't actually get for going when we introduce everybody. So go ahead, Jason Guna, give your take what you came on to do and stuff. And if you want to answer to any one of these guys, you can do your thing.
No, that conversation they can miss me. I thanks for having me. First of all, respect everybody in the chat. I just want to focus on the timeline of the events, how we got here, right? So first thing, December 2022, we drafted the constitution, right? And I want to focus on Article 12, which lists all the affiliates that would be eligible to vote in any election. Now, of course, the first pillar that has the parishes. So you have the 13th parish. Then you have pillar 2, which have 4 clubs each from tier 1 and tier 2 men's and women's football. Now, first point on that, there is no tier 2 for women's football. So I don't know when the constitution was written what the plan was. If they were hoping by then they would have a tier 2, I don't know. But that, for one, is something glaring to me because we have 4 votes on the list that we don't have no teams for. So I don't know who those votes go to. Then we go down to pillar 3, and there are 7 listed affiliates there. You have the referees, you have the PFLJ, you have Intercal, you have ISA, and you have the 2 that are in question, the Jamaica Football Coaches Association and Beach Soccer Association. Now, what I want to know is on the constitution currently, the most recent one that's on the JFF website, 2 of the names are different. Jamaica Football Coaches Association has now become Jamaica Coaches Association, so it's a different name, right? They took off a letter. And Beach Soccer Jamaica no longer is on there, and what is on there now is Beach Football Association. Now, I have been told that since the Constitution was written in 2022, there has been no amendments or changes made to it. So it's the same exact Constitution from in December 2022. So that would tell me that when the Constitution was written in December 2022, at least one of the Pillar 3 affiliates were not even in existence, based on what it says on the JFF website right now. So in 2022, Beach Football Association was put up as Pillar 3 when there was no such thing in existence at the time. Beach Football Association was formed in October of 2023. So what I want to ask everybody listening right now and everybody on the panel, how is it that a constitution could have been written in December of 2022 to include an organization that was not even thought of yet? And how is it that everyone in that Congress went ahead and voted it in when it didn't even exist? There was no entity at the time of the Constitution being written that was called Beach Football Association. So again, my question is, was it that the Constitution was changed when that company was formed? Or, as I have been told by numerous people inside the JFF, on platforms and privately, that the Constitution, since it has been written in December 2022, has never been changed. So again, people, is it that the JFF was so, they had a crystal ball, they knew that this company was going to be formed? How is it that they could produce a name of an entity that did not exist on an official constitution for the JFF? Can someone
Can I
explain that to me?
can I be the one to explain it?
One question, Pastor. No, I don't think you have to be the one to explain. Anybody can explain it. And the only
I'm
thing is going to
asking.
be Pastor, let me speak the big man and they can speak after Pastor. Just, oh, you love words, man. Jamaican gonna give you the right name, you tell him, man, on the best name him ever give you. All I'm saying is, Jason, if you see it as a problem, no, I think FIFA coming in and also Concacaf coming in and fire under their tails, you will have you will have it saying soon that they found another problem. And this will be such of a big problem that means these amount of numbers of votes will be cut down completely. So everyone from the beach associate, that's the new name, the beach association.
Yeah, the new
Um
one is beach football and the old one is beach soccer. So they
okay,
changed
okay.
that
But
name.
the beach. The
Yeah, the
beach
beach
will not
portion.
be existing soon. So if they were relying on those to get them over the top, and if the election should be continued, that means that can't work anymore. So once you can see the problem, I think FIFA has no choice more than to call out the BS. Go ahead, Pastor, and go ahead, Jason. You have to decide if Pastor get your extra 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Yes, because Pastor want to take out everybody minutes. Yeah, go ahead, Jason. Jason, go ahead and decide if
J-
Pastor wants to.
Yeah, so
Jason?
yeah, Pastor, if you want
I,
to respond to that one part, go ahead, please. I
yes,
know you have the ability to do it. Go on.
that's the one part I want to respond to. The first part of your question is that the girls did not exist, and one that is now on it without amendment is there. The reason for them to need to write in it the girls program is that they were collecting FIFA money because of the job that the senior girls team was doing. So they were collecting money directly for whose mic is that?
Probably Kenton.
Whose mic is that? Whose mic is doing that?
You look like a JD right now. We're not here, JD.
Can't hear you, JD. Can't hear you, JD. Are you hearing me, Jason and Jamaica
Yeah,
Guna?
man, me here. Yeah, me
Okay.
here.
I was saying that they had to put in the constitution what would facilitate female football development in Jamaica because they were collecting the FIFA funds for the development for female football by itself. JD is your mic. JD, it is your mic. No, I'm not hearing you. Not hearing you.
JD, you sound like one of the radio stations that when I try to find the radio station for one of the old radio station, we have to turn the dial. I say your sound.
Okay, the sound stopped now. The
Mhm.
sound stopped now. Yeah. So they had to do that. And then, as I said before,
You hear me now, Pastor?
yes, clear as
Okay,
before.
all I'm saying is
Yeah,
we have 5 more minutes, so you just finish your point and
Yeah.
then Jason and Jamaica gonna give them final point. But look at Jamaica gonna alone the year, so let's give you a final point, all right?
Okay. So that is the reason for them to need to constitutionalize the Jamaica female football at tier two. Because once you're collecting FIFA money for woman football development, that is what is required to substantiate that money. Even though we know them use it for everything as they state. On the other hand, it would seem, Jason, that you're correct, that they were looking in a crystal ball, that the name would be changed. However, without an amendment to the Constitution, that team cannot be constitutionally recognized, even though Mr. Speed said that the board has the right, as per the Constitution, to accept who they will and not accept who they will. So I don't know how those things, both things, be true. If you have a
Well,
constitution that recognizes me, how does that same constitution, without amendment, accept JD and not accept me?
let me clear
How
up.
does not the constitution? How does the
Hold on.
board?
Right, but you just said that the board would be the ones with the power to accept or not accept. But if you look at the appeals committee's ruling, they actually said that that is not a job for the board, and it is actually a job of the electoral committee and Congress. So that's where I think they got in the hot water. They
Amen.
unilaterally moved and decided to make this thing what it is. And again, I haven't really focused on the coaches or tier two because those things I think can be explained. The one that cannot be explained, no matter what, if in December 2022 that thing said Beach Football Association, then I don't see how that could be allowed once you then do some deep diving and figure out how that company came about and when it came about. Because you cannot put an entity on a constitution that doesn't exist. That's that would be the first time in the history of the world that that has happened.
All right, Pastor, give your final points, and then Jamaican gonna give him final point, and Jason, and then we can shut it down, and then maybe
Okay.
tomorrow we have more time, because more information will be coming out tomorrow as well. And also football as well, because I'm not gonna avoid football. And if you guys want to see me later, I will be covering Afghan, so you can check me out on my next channel, Wemaxit Football. Go ahead, Pastor.
Yes, just to say, the Constitution trumps every department in the administration. The Constitution does. It is the final document. And the only thing you can do to adjust the Constitution would be done at a Congress, not at a board. So the board, as the court ruled, cannot just take up themselves and make decisions that are different from what is chronicled in the Constitution. And I wait on the lawyers and the courts to make their decision. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a good day. Hope we all learned something.
I thought Pastor was finished.
I am done.
Okay, yes, sir. No problem. Jamaican gonna go ahead. Go ahead, Jamaican gonna.
Pastor talk too short a while ago, brother. Well, I was surprised. The ball they catch you half there, man. Jaja. All right.
That makes JD a liar every time when he bad me up again. Anytime he do it again, it's a lie.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but just as a just for wrap up, in relation to this, a lot of information keeps coming out, and we are about to say one as fans of football, as fans of Jamaica football. We love Jamaica football. We want Jamaica football to go far. So whoever is the best person that comes out of this, because as I said, it's like choosing between your left and your right, and which one of them you gonna chop off. So you know what I mean? Whichever one comes out, we don't have a vote, so we don't have a say. But as fans, we're hoping that this can get resolved because this is a World Cup year, this is a Copa year. This is Nations League semi-finals year. So a World Cup qualifying year, sorry. So we're hoping that this can be resolved quick and fast, so we can get back to the business of administering Jamaica's football and moving forward in a positive way, and not fall prey to the adage that JF never underestimate JFF's ability to F things up. So with that being said, this, as we say, we are fans, all our day as our fans, we not vote. So we just there as our comment as fans, and we're hoping for the best result for Jamaica's sake. Is he free?
All right. Respect. Just go now. Give your final piece, so we can read the comments and just leave.
All right, cool. Yeah. So respect again, everybody on the chat. Remember, like up the video. Don't forget that. But yeah, I think yesterday was a big day for the I guess you'd say the Anderson team, because prior to yesterday there was no I'd say that they hadn't gotten the proper channels to kind of hear their grievances or agree with their grievances. And with the appeals committee decision yesterday that their grievances weren't too late, and they will factor them into the process. The things about Article 12's members and all these things coming out, because the injunction was one thing, but I think the FIFA would always look at the injunction as something separate because it was not in line with the Constitution. But the fact that now that they have gotten the appeals committee to vote in their favor on several counts, I think that's a big day for them. So we'll see. I'm sure that the Ricketts-led team now will be trying to get the narrative back on their side, because the one thing I think that T-Gat said that I will agree with today is that the Anderson team is hot. So, I think he's onto something there. They have stumbled on something with that Article 12 stuff. And I think, I'm just watching on and trying to see what's going to happen next. But I do have to echo Guna's sentiment that, at the end of the day, as fans, we just want this to be past us. And we hope that it doesn't affect any of our playing teams as we have important competitions coming up. So big up everybody and till next time.
All right. Thanks very much for everyone that came on. Massive respect. Mr. United said Parish Council was promised to sell the soup on match day. Rayman have the bar and Parish Council. But hold on, Bulby soup with the kitchen. Oh God. All right. So that's Mr. United giving trouble. All right. So thanks everyone that came in. Yet again, please do smash the like button because I've not hit 100 likes on this video. So do so for me and take care. All right. Yeah, I will try to get some information out later on a few players. Bye bye.